We are now in the midst of the incredible Medinet Habu temple complex built by Ramses III here on the West Bank. And this is one of my favorite temple sites to visit in all of Luxor. It's massive to walk around and there's tons of artistic depictions and stories on the walls. So we'll start with this one right behind us here. Tell us a little bit about what this depicts and how that represents Ramses III as a ruler here.
Yeah, you know that Ramses III, we consider him, the scholars consider Ramses III as the last warrior king in ancient Egyptian history. And he did a lot of battles against his three main battles against the sea people actually, and then he always depicted himself in as a warrior king and in battle positions and fighting positions as well. So in this scene, he just want to show us his power and how he fight the enemies as animals, and as he's doing fishing as well. So if you look at the pole here, the two poles, one fell down already and the other one it's about to fall down because it's almost arrived to the lake or the canal. So look at the tongue out because the pole here is very heavy, very big. Very
worn out. Yeah,
worn out actually. And then in the lower register, you can see the group or lines of the sons of King Ramses III. They are helping their fathers while he's hunting this great pole. And then also you can see the artistic figures and elements of this wall. We can see this wall. We can talk about religion, about philosophy, about battles, wars, about art as well. So the artist here, he shows us of his skills and he's showing his power of skills as well. If you look at the plants which grow beside or in the bank of the water, actually, or the lake here, you can find the beautiful plants growing up. And then when the figure or the representations of these plants united and matching with the body of the pole or the animal, so the artist, he started from the bottom high sank reliefs, and then when it is matching with the body of the pole or the animal, so it's getting high reliefs, and then high, and then after that return back deep. So he want to show us that his power, show his skill, and tell us that these scenes and this fighting or this hunting happened behind those plants, not in front of the plants. So this is one of the great scenes I can say, yes. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
No, I agree. This is one of many incredible scenes just here in this temple. Mm-hmm. So it's a way for the artist to kind of create perspective almost with the scene. Yeah. It's create almost a 3D type of effect.
More than 3D.
Put you in the scene like you're there watching it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great scene. Yeah, it's amazing. You know, the artist play with the walls, with the sandstones, as he's playing with like a sponge or something, you know? Really.
Yeah.
He do whatever he wants with the scenes, the artist, the pole. Look at the action and the movement. Exactly similar when it's just about, fell down and then haunted by him, by the king, Ramses III.
Another really unique artistic kind of approach in this temple is the very deep hieroglyphics here, and this is something you see throughout the whole temple. What was the reason for that?
Yeah, we have inside the temple of King Ramses III at Medinet Habu area, so very deep inscriptions. We can consider the deepest inscriptions ever. Because you know that King Ramses III, he considered his grandfather, Ramses II, as his idol, his star. So, and he's tracking him and everything, everywhere. I mean, tracking he's following his art, following his architects, and even when he gives names for his sons, he followed and tracking King Ramses II when he gives his names for his children. Mm-hmm. So the similar. I mean, King Ramses III, you know that Ramses II, he talked and reused so many temples for which originally belongs to previous and area kings.
We saw that, in Karnak.
So many places and so many statues happened. So, and Ramses II, he chiseled and erased those names which belongs to the previous kings and wrote down his name. So King Ramses III, he still respects King Ramses II, but he wants to protect his things. So he learned from these bad situations and he decided to make it very deep. Okay, you can put your fingers, your hands inside these inscriptions. So if anyone try or think to chisel it, maybe the wall will fall down over his head.
You'd have to go very deep to erase that.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. This is why they have very deep inscriptions. Yeah.
Yeah. So talk a little bit more about the temple site in general here. What are the main kind of architectural features?
Yeah, the Medinet Habu area, we consider it as Karnak of the West Bank. The Karnak of West Bank because it includes a lot of archaeological sites, archaeological temples, shrines. We have houses as well from different periods as well. From the started with the most ancient achievements we discovered inside the complex of Medinet Habu. Temple belongs to built by Queen Hatshepsut and King Thutmose III as well. We have the temple of King Ramses III and the Divine Royal Wives chapels. Also, we have the house of Butih Amun at the far end of the temple from the western side. The one who collect all the mummies from the Valley of the Kings and rebury them in the great big shaft inside in the area of Deir al-Bahri, which was discovered in 1881. Okay. Also, we have his house, and during Coptic period, this place was a big community, and the most famous community belongs to the Christians. Yes, this place actually, of Medinet Habu, was very important, and the very beautiful details. Please, I wish that everybody come to Egypt should visit this place. It's worth to visit, and you will love it.
I agree. One of the things that makes this such an exciting place to visit is, as we saw with this depiction here, there's so much action on the walls. So Ramses III, as you mentioned, kind of the last warrior king of Egypt, and he really represented a lot of the warrior side of his reign within the walls here. Even depicting the more graphic parts like the hands and the tongues of prisoners that they had cut off in battle. So there's so many of those depictions throughout the temple.
Yes, because as I told you that King Ramses III, he was one of the most famous warrior kings and the last important warrior king in ancient Egyptian time. So he did a lot of battles and he loved to be a warrior king. That's why he depicted his battle scenes in his temple to show his power, especially in the outer parts. Usually he depicts the battle scenes in the outer walls because the people or the common people used to walk around the temple, not inside the temple, to show his power and sharing his activities with the people and let him, make him very famous and warrior king according to their vision. Yeah. So this is very important. Yeah.
Yeah, it's another great example of kind of the religious and political kind of connection between these temples.
Yeah, you have to know this. This is a temple. Any temple we have been. And when you found the battle scenes, for example, real or already existing country fighting and conquered by Egyptians or Egyptian army going and fight them. Okay, it's real things and real stories, but when they depicted in temples is religious building. What's the relation between the religious and battles or wars? No, there is a religious background behind the scene, behind these images. For example, we can see here the king over the chariots, okay? Or here, the king here fighting the enemies and holding the enemies. So the king, when he represents himself here, the enemies, they are representations and they are the appearance and they are the form of evil. And the concept of evil in general. He don't mean to mention only those people, the enemies themselves or the people specifically. But he just beating, he want to say that I beat the enemies, I killed the enemies, I killed the evil spirits, called Isfit in ancient Egyptian language. So it's very important to know this. These scenes, battle or war scenes, it's when you see it for the first time, you're fine. You think it's, political or fighting scenes, but it has a religious background, really.
Yeah. No, that's fascinating stuff. So much fun to walk around this site here, and definitely one of the top recommendations for any visit to Luxor.
ينتبه